Hello again, everybody, and welcome to Jasper High School basketball coverage here on 18 WJTS. I'm Kerry Schneider along with Jason Stum and Jeremy Marcos. And the Wildcats are back at home at the Jasper High School Gymnasium tonight to host the Evansville Central Bears in a Southern Indiana Athletic Contest Conference tilt. I'll get that out right. Anyway, the Cats and the Bears are set to do battle here at a ball game here between the holidays right now. And speaking of the holidays, hope everybody had a great Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year coming up soon here this upcoming week. The Wildcats come into the contest. In fact, both ball clubs are 4-3 overall on the year. Central is 1-0 with a victory over Vincennes Lincoln in conference play, while the Cats are 1-1 with a victory over Evansville Bossy and a loss to Evansville Memorial thus far this year. Jason, the Wildcats coming in the contest with a victory over Corydon Central last Saturday night. Right now, of course, are 4-3 after winning the first three. Had a three-game skid there for a while. That was snapped last week at Corydon Central. Right now, as we're 7 games into the contest, we're obviously not right now at the midway mark of the season. But kind of give you a little assessment of this ball club right now as we sit here at 4-3.
Well, Kerry, it's been kind of a tale of two seasons, I think. We came out playing well. We went in a little slump there against Memorial and Lagodi and Southridge. But that was a nice win up at Corydon. Got us headed back in the right direction. So, tonight we got a little change in the starting lineup for Jasper. We'll see how things turn out. And it's still, like you said, it's still early in the season. We're not quite to the midway point. But, after you get through Christmas break and all the holidays and all that, it seems like the season starts to move along pretty quickly.
And that change that Jason was alluding to is the insertion of sophomores Logan Day and Max Butel now among the guards for the Wildcats. So it will be Logan Day, Max Butel, along with Andrew Noblet, Braden Giesler, and Will Wallace, the starting five for the Wildcats, who have controlled the tip. Central on the floor with their starting lineup of Keaton Eric, Zarin Moore, Landon Richardson, Kenyon People, and Kyler Kirkhoff. Jasper with the basketball. Noblet will work it out inside the lane. Tries to find Wallace down low. The ball is batted out. Back down to Wallace. Now working in the backcourt is Day. Day finds Giesler at the top of the key. Just underway here at the Jasper High School Gymnasium. Wallace tries to bustle inside, couldn't get the shot off, got the shot off but couldn't get it to fall. And Central will have the basketball for their first possession of the night.
One thing I noticed in that first possession was it looked like Jasper was going to try to get the ball inside because Wallace had, quite a few touches there.
Shot is no good, and the Wildcats come up with the rebound. Noblet will work it on the wing. Finds Giesler down low, but the shot is blocked by Landon Richardson, and Richardson will bring it up the floor. Here's a three on the way, off the mark, no good. Peoples puts it up, no good. Rebound by Butel, and a foul down low.
I think they're going to get Wallace on that.
And it will be Will Wallace, will be nailed on the personal, his first, team's first of the quarter. Official who made the call has given an explanation to Coach Gable on the sideline. Shot is up, no good. Whistle, and a foul is going to be called on Central, looks like on a push. And that will be called on number 14, Kenyon People, so his first and the Bears' first of the quarter. Jasper with the basketball. Day, Noblet, Giesler in the corner. Back out to Noblet. He'll fire a three from the top of the key. It's off the mark, no good. Rebound by Kyler Kirkhoff. Kirkhoff, a big man at 6'9".
Yeah, I'm not sure how much he'll pose as an offensive threat, but on defense, that's a big target to try to shoot over.
Feed out to Eric, or rather actually Moore should say has a basketball. He'll drive, worked on by Butel. Deals it outside, now down low to Kirkhoff. Misses a shot, gets his own rebound, and puts it up and in. Central draws first blood. They lead it 2-0 on Eric's shot. Cats on the attack. Wally tries to work inside off Eric. Here's a three on the way up and in by number 5 for the Wildcats, Logan Day. Day and Butel, both last week, Jason, were a pretty big spark plug off the bench for the Cats in that victory against Corydon Central.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And even against Southridge, they helped in our comeback effort that we had against them.
Here's a shot up and in, and a foul is called. Kenyon Peoples with the basket, and he'll go to the line with a free throw coming. And that foul will go against Giesler for his first, second team foul of the quarter. Fresh face in the ball club for Central, number 21, Davian Smith. Well, I understand Central likes to work a lot of personnel. They usually go about 8 or 9 deep. That free throw is good by Peoples. It's now 5-3, Central on top by 2. So Smith in the ball club now for the Bears. Basketball belongs to the Wildcats. As Wallace tries to find Noblet on a backdoor cut, but the ball was kicked, I believe.
Yep.
The ball was kicked, so resulting in a stoppage of play in the Jasper basketball possession. Day in the lane. Noblet over to Butel. Max looks for Giesler, but deals it out to Noblet, and a whistle. And a foul is going to be called on the Bears. 3 fouls, or actually 2 fouls apiece on both ball clubs already here, Jay.
Yeah, the referees seem to be calling it pretty close, pretty tight tonight, so we'll have to make an adjustment with that and move our feet and not our hands.
So here's Max Butel with the basketball. He'll deal it out to Noblet. Andrew finds Wallace inside. He'll work it, pump it up, and good. Nice muscle up top by Will Wallace.
Yeah, I'm sure he was glad to see the big boy Kirkhoff come out of the game. Now he's got a little more ability to get the ball up.
Smith. Moore now with it. Here is a shot up and off the mark, no good by number 4, Keaton Eric. Jasper with the rebound. Game is tied at 5 apiece. Giesler in the corner. Butel finds Wallace down low. Will muscles it up, misses the shot, but he will be fouled in the process. But Wallace will go to the line to shoot 2. Number 14 is nailed on the personal. That will be Kenyon Peoples. That'll be his second. Third team foul for the Bears in the quarter. And going to the line to shoot 2 would be Will Wallace. He's got 2 points in this contest. First one is up and in. As Kirkhoff will be back in the ball game, as well as a new face for the Bears, Bryce Frank, number 3. Next one is up and in by Wallace. He's got 4. Jasper with the 7-5 lead. Shot is up and no good. Rebound Jasper. Giesler tries to find Butel down low, but the ball is knocked out of bounds. And then the contest coming in for the Wildcats will be Caden Ernie. So Caden Ernie sees his first action of the night. 3:28 to go in the first quarter of play. Jasper leads at 7-5. Ernie with it. Wallace top of the key. Here's a 3 by Day, off the mark, no good. Long rebound comes to the hands of Zayden Moore for Central. Moore will fire a 3 of his own, and he'll hit it. Zarin Moore, with the basket. He's got 3. Central back up on top, 8-7. Under 3 minutes to go in the first quarter of play. Geisler stops, fires, and misses the shot. No good. Rebound Central as Richardson comes up with it, and he'll bring it up the floor. Moore on the with the basketball. Deals it down low to Smith. Now in the backcourt is Richardson. Frank. Kirchhoff down low, works on Wallace, puts a shot off, no good. Wallace comes up with the rebound. Nice defense by Wally.
That was. I was just getting ready to say the same thing. He did a good job. He held his ground, got his hand up for the shot.
Wallace hands it off to Day. He'll find Wallace down low again. They keep working it down low to him tonight, and that's going to be, looks like something the Cats are going to work on all day.
Yeah, there's no doubt. He's probably had more touches here in the first quarter than he had in some games in the whole half. So I like to see that because, we talk about the inside-outside game a lot, and that frees up our outside shooters a lot.
Wallace will hit the first of two. He's got 5 points in this contest. Now in the ball game for Jasper is Jace Foy. Second free throw is good by Wallace. 4 for 4 for the line is Wally. He's got 6. The Wildcats 9. And the Cats are back on top 9-8. Frank drives the baseline. He's double teamed. Now he finds number 21, David Smith, for the short jumper, up and in, and the Bears are back on top 10-9. Back and forth.
Somebody lost him on defense because when the dribbler picked up his ball, he made a cut, and our defensive guy had no idea where his man was.
Here is Foy back out to Wallace. He'll fire a three and miss the shot, no good. Rebound Central. Bears with it on the attack. Moore pumps up a long three. That's no good. Wallace with the long rebound. Here is Ernie with it. He's behind the trail, and the ball is knocked away from him from behind. And Central has it, and the Bears will call a timeout. So the Bears want to call a timeout, and they lead the ball game 10-9 with exactly a minute to go in this first quarter of play. We'll be back after this here on 18 WJTS. Central leads at 10-9 with exactly a minute to go after Bears timeout. They will have the basketball. Smith takes the inbounds pass. He'll deal it off to Frank, who will miss the layup. Jasper has it back under a minute. Doblin puts a shot up, no good, but he will be fouled on the running shot.
Did a good job of running the fast break there with transition, and Nobby's got to finish that, though. I mean, he didn't take that much hard contact. He's got to go up strong with that and have a chance for the old-fashioned three.
Noblet has 2 free throws coming, and he nails the first one to tie the ball game at 10 apiece. So Andrew's first points of the night. First point. He is now 2 for 2. Jasper is 6 of 6 from the line here in the first quarter, and they're back on top 11 to 10, and a offensive foul, as it looks like, was that Ernie that took the charge?
Yeah, it was. He did a good job, got there, got his feet set, and the guy run right over him.
The foul will be called on Zayn Moore. Zayn Moore. Double check on that pronunciation. Anyway, his first. 38 seconds to go. Noblet top of the key. Andrew deals it over to Butel. Wallace now hands it off to Ernie. And Butel with 19 seconds to go, working in the backcourt, circle it left. Here's Foy. Back out to Ernie. Short floater up and in by Butel for his first 2. 3 seconds to go in the quarter. Stop, pop, and missing the shot at the buzzer is Bryce Frank, and that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter of play, with the Wildcats leading the Central Bears 13-10. Back after this. High School Gymnasium, where we're set to bring you the Second quarter of play here on 18 WJTS. Jasper leads at 13-10. Jason, on the first quarter we mentioned is a kind of an interesting pace.
Yeah, it was. Not a lot of scoring, but the clock kept running. The ball got up and down the floor, and I unofficially only had one turnover for Jasper in the whole quarter. So both teams took care of the ball fairly well.
Central will have the basketball to start the second quarter. They trail at 13-10. Smith with it, and a whistle, and a foul away from the basketball. So
Kirchhoff, I believe, is going to get that picked up on the screen.
Overall, that's already the 6th foul called on Central in this ball game.
Yeah, they got the 5 in the first quarter.
That 5th one, though, was on a player control foul.
Yeah, exactly. So we didn't get to shoot any free throws, but
Kirchhoff with his first. So the point I make is that, yeah, they're calling a tight ball game.
Yeah, they are.
Jasper with the basketball. Wallace with it. Flips it off to Ernie. Ernie will dribble top of the key. Down low to Wallace. Wallace works on Kirchhoff. Puts a shot up and in. Will Wallace. 8 points for the Wildcat big man.
Well, he does a good job there. He uses his body because, he's shooting over a guy that's 6'9", but he kind of uses his body to shield him so that he can't block it.
Nice ball movement right there as Bryce Frank finds Davian Smith for the bucket. Smith has his 4th point. Central within 3 now, 15-12. Here's a 3 on the way by Foy, is no good. Long rebound comes to the Bears. Eric with it on the left wing. Over to Smith, Frank, I should say. Frank stops, now fires, actually laying up and in. I should say it was Moore. So that was Moore with the basketball, and he put it up. And we're going to see the foul on Jasper. The shot counted, right?
Yeah.
Okay, 'cause I didn't know if they were weighted off or not, or.
They counted it, and the foul was on Wallace, which is his 2nd.
Okay, well, Moore had the basket, so he's got 5 points in the game, and he'll have a chance for a 3-point play here if he can connect on this free throw. Central is 1 for 1 from the line today. Next shot, or this shot is up and in by Moore. He has got 6 points, and he has tied this ball game up at 15. Here's Noblet with a long 3, in and out, no good. Giesler comes up with it. Butel, short jumper, up and in. That's a sweet shot he's got there. He hit one from the baseline a little bit ago.
Yeah, he shoots it quick, and with his size, that's what he has to do to get it up there. Otherwise, he's going to get it blocked, but he does a very good job of it.
Butel has 4. Jasper back on top by 2, 17-15. 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. Frank drives it, puts it up, no good, but he will be fouled, it looks like, by Day. And the foul does go against number 5, Logan Day, for his first. Team's 2nd of the quarter. And at the line shooting 2 is number 3? Yeah, number 3, Bryce Frank. He misses the first. So Bryce Frank misses the first. He's got another one coming. He hits this one and puts the Bears within 1, 17-16. Ernie with it. Day finds Butel in the corner. Back to Day. Stop. Fires a short jumper. No good. Rebound comes to Moore. Short jumper, running jumper actually is no good by Keaton Eric. Jasper with it. Here goes Butel. Deals it, and a whistle on a double dribble is going to be called on Logan Day.
Yeah, we both saw that. Kind of fumbled the pass, and as he did that, he dribbled it once and then corralled it and then dribbled it again.
It was going. He didn't have full possession of it when he started taking off with it. So
yeah,
at least the second time, that is.
Right.
So Central with the basketball on the turnover. Near steal. Central comes back with it. Eric down low to shot is up. Actually, rebound shot is up and in by David Smith. He's got 6, 4 in this quarter. Central back on top, 18-17. Now Jasper back on top on a three-pointer by Andrew Noblet.
We got to do a better job of blocking out on the defensive end. We're letting Central have too many opportunities for second shots.
Interesting to see what the number of lead changes has already been here in this ball game.
Been a few.
Yeah. Here is a shot, no good. Jasper comes up with the rebound. Logan Day down low to Butel. And Bears come up with the steal. Smith deals it off to Frank. And the ball is knocked out of bounds. It'll belong to Central. Substitution for the Wildcats. Looks like Foy is back in the contest. He'll replace Logan Day. Moore will inbound it for the Bears. Deals it out to Frank. Now to Smith. Smith works on Noblet. It was a bounce pass intended for number 22, Mylan Garnett. I didn't even have him.
Yeah, he just came in.
Just came in, okay.
Now he's going out. Kirkhoff's coming back.
Okay, so number 22, Mylan Garnett, with a quick appearance in this ball game. As I'm penciling him on my score sheet, he's leaving the ball game. Here's a three from the corner, is off the mark, no good by Frank, and Jasper with the basketball. Butel out to Giesler. Giesler drives, stops, puts it up, good, and a foul. So Braden Giesler with his first bucket. Foul is called on number 4. Keaton Eric, his first. Second team foul of the quarter for the Bears. Free throw coming for Braden Giesler, and that is good.
We've got a big mismatch down there on defense. Kirkhoff, the big boy's trying to guard Giesler, and there's no way he can keep up with his quickness.
Here's a steal by Foy. Foy keeps it, takes it all the way up and in. A steal and a score by Jace Foy, who picks up his first 2 points of the night. Jasper with their biggest lead now at 25-18. So the Cats on a little bit of a run here, Jason.
Yeah, and it's all stemmed from playing good defense on the defensive end.
Here is Kirkhoff, and then he peels it off to, looks like number 21. Yes, number 21, Davian Smith, who's got his 8th point, 6 here in the second quarter. 25-20, Jasper on top, and they have the basketball.
Central does a very good job when they get the ball inside. The guys without the ball are moving and cutting, and we're losing them, and they're ending up with a lot of easy shots.
As well as on transition.
Yeah.
Here is Foy, loses the handle, scramble for the ball, whistle, and a jump ball is going to be called.
I think it'll stay at Jasper.
And it will belong to the Wildcats, who send Logan Day back into the lineup, and he'll replace Butel. So a lot of platooning there for the Wildcats here in this game.
Yeah, I think Coach Gable's probably, trying to acclimate the new guys into playing with different personnel.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of get in, there for a while early in the year. Foy and Ernie would come out, and Day and Butel would go in, and now it's
kind of the other way around now, and that's good. That's great. I mean,
yeah, it is. I mean, you need to have guys that can interchange.
Logan Day picks up the bucket. He's got 5, 27-20. Back on top are the Wildcats by 7. Smith holds high. Smith at the free throw line. Kills it out to Moore. Moore on the left-hand dribble, drives it against Ernie, puts a shot up and in. Nice drive by Moore. He's got his 8th point of the quarter, 10 and a half.
That wasn't bad defense there. I mean, he got in the lane, and we forced him to take a tough shot.
Ernie. Short jumper off the mark, no good by, I believe that was Day, Logan Day with the basket. Or, well, the shot that is. Here is a three-point shot up and in by number 5, Zarian Moore. He's got 6, 8, and 9 points here in this ball game. Noblet for 3. Off the mark, no good, but there's going to be a foul called on the shot. So Noblet will go to the line to shoot 3, it looks like. And that foul looks like was going to be called on Moore. And that will be his second, third team foul for the Bears here in the quarter. And going to the line to shoot 3 will be Andrew Noblet, who has 5 points to his credit. First free throw is up and in. Andrew is 3 for 3 from the line. Short on that one. In fact, that's the first miss of the night for the Wildcats from the line.
That was the announcer jinx.
Exactly. It was in the back of my head. As that one goes through.
Yeah.
Keep your mouth shut, Kerry, and then it'll go through for you.
There you go.
Anyway, so Noblet is 2 for 3 on that trip to the line. He is 4 for 7 on the night. Cats come up with the basketball. They lead it by 4, 29 to 25. Foy, Butel. Down low to Giesler. Giesler works off against Kirchhoff, who comes up with the stuff.
See, that's where Giesler's got to know that he's got a big guy on his hip, you know, and it's going to be a tough shot to try to get off. Mm-hmm. You know, he just got to get rid of it and then repost and look to get the ball back.
1:02 to play in the second quarter. Jasper with the basketball. Noblet looks at 3, but then he drives. Goes out to Giesler. He'll fire a 3, and it'll go in and out, no good. The Wildcats doing a good job maintaining the lead with Wallace on the bench in the final minutes of the third quarter. And a whistle and a foul is going to be called either on Noblet or Giesler as Kirchhoff hit the deck.
Looked like you could take your pick. Not that either one of them really fouled him much, but the guy
I think
fell
it was more
down.
of a spell. He lost his foot, if you ask me. But looks like they're giving it to Noblet. So Andrew with his first foul, I should say. And Kirchhoff will gingerly walk off the floor as he's been being replaced. Also going out of the game is Bryce Frank. Richardson back in. He was inbounding the pass to Eric. 35 seconds to go in the half. Central with the basketball. They trail by 4. There's a shot off the glass up and in by Moore. And a whistle and a timeout, I believe, by Central, a 30-second timeout with 24 seconds to go in the first half, Jason.
Yeah, you know, Central did a good job there of figuring out that they had a mismatch down low. You know, the guy that just scored had Butel on him, and he posted him up down low, and Max has a hard time guarding somebody down low when they're bigger than he is by himself. He's going to have help from the weak side, or the guard has to drop down and try to help with him. But Central, they knew that right away because they tried to clear everybody out and get him down there to post and have Butel guard him.
So Jasper will have the basketball. They lead by 2, 29-27 with 24 seconds to go.
I thought Central would come out here in a full court or some kind of trap because of the reason they used the timeout, but they switched to a zone now. They're in a 2-3 zone just to try to throw Jasper off for the last 30 seconds, whatever it was.
9 seconds, 8 seconds. Here's Wallace, who's back in the ball game, to Noblet. He'll fire a 3. It's short. 1 second to go. Bears with a rebound, and they will not get any kind of shot off before the buzzer. And the Wildcats lead it 29-27, Jason, as we head to the break. So kind of give us a little thoughts on this first half. Like I said, a ball game that's kind of been interesting as far as the pace is concerned and with both these clubs.
Well, you know, just sitting here watching, I feel like Jasper should be up 7, 8 points instead of only up 2. I think we need to do a better job on the defensive end of the back cuts that we're giving up and the easy bunnies. You know, for the most part, I haven't seen Central shoot the ball very well from outside. So I think, that's one of the things that the coaches will probably go over at halftime is, you've got to know where your man is at all times. You can't turn around and look at the ball. When you look at the ball, we always taught kids, even in the 6th grade, that if you see your defensive man, if you see the back of his head, he has no idea where you're at. And I feel like that's what we're getting caught in a lot here in the first half.
Take a quick look at the scoring here before we take a break here. Kyler Kirchhoff with 2 points, their big man for Central with just 2 here in the first half. Kenyon Peoples with 3 points, 1 point for Bryce Frank. But the Bears led in scoring by number 10, Davian Smith, and Zarian Moore with 10 and 11 points, respectively. For the Wildcats, kind of a balanced attack here, Jason, with Will Wallace with 8, Andrew Noblet with 7, 5 points for Logan Day, and then 3 points for Braden Giesler, 4 for Max Butel, and 2 for Jace Foy. So a nice little mix there for the Wildcats.
Yeah, we've done a good job of spreading the wealth around, so to speak, today. Wallace come out early there in the first quarter and was hot. We utilized him. We've shot the ball fairly well from outside tonight. I've got us for 3 turnovers and Central for 1, so it's been a pretty clean turnover game. The shooting percentage I don't think is great, dictated by the score, but it's tough to come back from, a 2-week break basically is what we've had, and I don't know what Central's had, but, it's kind of easy to see that, because what happens is when you take that break, conditioning-wise, you lose some of your conditioning, and when you shoot, you got to be able to have your legs under you, and it just seems like that could be part of what our issue is early in this game.
Absolutely. So the Wildcats lead it 29-27 here at halftime. Right now, it looks like members of both the Jasper boys and girls tennis teams being introduced. Of course, with coming off the boys this fall with another state finals appearance led by Coach Scott Yarbrough. So again, congratulations to Scott Yarbrough and assistant coaches Evan Elrod, and among others. So Jasper Tennis, obviously the program that it is, needless to say, that's basically all you can say. So congratulations to them. We'll take a break and bring you the second half of basketball right after this here on 18 WJTS. Back at the Jasper High School Gymnasium, as we're just seconds away of bringing you the second half of the ball game tonight between the Evansville Central Bears and the Jasper Wildcats, who lead this contest 29-27. Well, the Wildcats, of course, after the New Year's weekend coming up here, they will have themselves a busy schedule, Jason, coming up here this week, as they will be traveling to Evansville Rights on Tuesday, and then a double dip with Lincoln and North next weekend. So the Cats and the Bears both with their original starting lineups to start the second half. Eric Moore, Richardson, Peoples, and Kirchhoff for the Bears, who turn the ball back over to the Wildcats. And Andrew Noblet will start things off with the Wildcats scoring. He's got 9 points now, and Jasper on top 31-27. Here's a drive to the basket. The shot is up and no good by Zarin Moore.
That's something I thought we'd see a little bit more in the first half, was Jasper trying to run transition. When they've got the big boy Kirchhoff in there, it's basically going to be 5-on-4 because he's not going to get down the floor very quickly.
Moore will have 2 free throws. He'll nail the first. He's 2 for 2 from the line. Leading scorer for the Bears in the first half. He's got 12 now. 2 for 2 from the line tonight. Looking to pick up his 13th point, and he does right there as he swishes that free throw. And the Bears are within 2 at 31-29.
One thing we haven't talked about tonight, Gary, is, Central could be a potential sectional opponent.
That's true.
So this is kind of a good game. You kind of get a feel for what both teams do or are capable of doing, or what players to look out for.
And as far as the conference is concerned, Jasper just 1-1 in the conference, and Central, this is only their second game themselves. So a lot of SIAC competition coming up before both these teams on the road ahead as basket is waved off on an offensive foul called against Jasper. I believe that was Butel.
Yeah.
So Max Butel picks up the player control foul. That's his second of the night. And the second team foul for Jasper already here in the third quarter.
That's one thing, when we were talking about how Max likes to shoot that floater when he gets in there. That's right there is what can get you in trouble, because your body carries you towards the basket as you shoot it.
Here's a shot up and in, and one hand, a little jumper off the glass by Richardson. Landon Richardson picks up his first two of the night, and this game is tied at 31 apiece. Day deals it out to Wallace. He'll hand it off to Butel. Max out to Noblet. He'll pump a three-pointer, short, no good. Gets his own rebound, puts it up and in. So Andrew Noblet with his second point here in the second bucket in the third quarter. He's got 11, and Jasper back on top, 33-31.
They always say the shooter knows whether the ball's going in or not. Andrew knew right away that wasn't going in, so he followed it.
They had the peace of mind to follow it, as you said. No block out by Central at that time, so he took advantage of it and was able to get trade in the two for the three. Or vice versa, I should say. But either way, here's another foul against the Wildcats. This one is going to be called against, looks like Giesler picking up his second. And at the line, shooting two is Zarian Moore.
Bigger thing is that's Jasper's third foul in less than 2 minutes in the third quarter, so Central could spend a long time in the bonus here.
He nails both free throws, so Moore's got 15 points to lead all scorers tonight. And this game is tied once again at 33 apiece, so a good ball game on hand. Here's Noblet up off the glass and in. So Noblet with his third bucket. He's got 13, third bucket of the quarter, that is. He's got 13 on the night, and he puts the Cats back on top, 35-33. Looking for a backcourt, the back door, and the pass is picked up by the Cats. Noblet inside, he tries to deal it to Wallace, but here's Butel with a three, good! 3-point basket by Max Butel. He's got 7. Jasper on top by 5, 38-33. Baseline jumper is no good, and the ball is knocked out of bounds. They're going to say off the Wildcats. It'll belong to Central as the Bears send in Kenyon Peoples into the contest to replace Kirchhoff. Kirchhoff's been going in and out a lot in this contest for a big guy that he is.
Yeah, he does. He's good for, 4 or 5 trips up down the floor and then has to get a rest.
Here's a three, no good, and long rebound comes off to Wallace, who deals it to Butel. Up the floor to Giesler. Braden turns around, puts a shot up, no good, but a foul is going to be called on Kenyon Peoples, who will pick up his third after just coming back in the contest. And Braden Giesler, who has 3 points to his credit, will make his second trip to the line. He's 1 for 1. First one on the way is good. So Giesler with 4. Jasper up by 6. Make it 7 as Giesler nails them both. He's got 5. 40-33 to score. Under 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Ball is knocked away. Noblet's got it. He'll bring it up the floor. He'll drive it all the way up and in. Andrew Noblet having himself a whale of a third quarter with 4 buckets in the quarter alone. 15 points in this contest already. A whistle. And a foul looks like it might be called on Noblet.
Wallace, I believe.
Oh, was it Wallace? Okay.
I think so. Nope.
It was Noblet. I thought they were pointing in his direction. That will be Andrew's second. And a 14 foul for Jasper here in this third quarter already. And we got 4.5 minutes to play. So, like you said, we're going to probably see a lot of trips to the line for the Bears if this pace continues.
Yeah.
Eric deals it out to Smith, who cannot get the shot to fall. The Bears come up with the rebound. Reverse layup is no good. Wallace pulls down the rebound. Will he be able to hold on to it? Yes, he will, but he's going to be fouled in the process. So another foul on Central. That should be their third of the quarter. The foul is called on number 21, Smith, I believe, or I have 21 on the board, but I'm not sure. Now, several substitutions coming in the contest. I believe Jace Foy just checked in for the Cats.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. Another number of changes for Central. We'll just pick them up as we see them. 42-33, Jasper leads it by 9 now. All of a sudden, that's their biggest lead of the ball game by far. So nice run for the Cats right now, Jay.
Yeah, they have. I believe they lit a fire under Andrew at halftime to try to get him motivated and get him going because he's playing a lot more aggressive the second half here.
There's Wallace out in the wing, inside the lane now. Deals it out to Giesler. Noblet. Jace Foy now with a left-hand dribble, a whistle and a foul away from the basketball. Looks like it's going to go to the Bears as Butel's clapping his hands. Happy with the call, apparently. It will be against Landon Richardson, and that will be, the scoreboard has him for 3, so I missed one there on him. So it's his third, and the third team foul for Central in the third quarter. Wallace will dribble in the backcourt. Here's Giesler. Giesler turns and fires and hits. Braden Giesler, he's got 4 points here in the third quarter, 7 on the night. 44-33, Jasper now up by 11. And a lack of traveling called there, but the basketball has come into the hands of Foy. Wildcats as Butel deals it at Giesler's bump, no call.
How the hell can, oh.
Yeah, exactly. So here's a shot up and in on the other end by Landon Richardson. He's got his 4th point of the night, and John Gable's asking
he just basically knocked him over, and they didn't call anything.
Well, he's getting some kind of explanation. I don't know how he can explain it to him, but
I don't either.
Either way, it's a timeout by Central, I believe. Either way, with 2:55 to go in the third quarter. It looks like it will. Well, they're sitting down over there, so I guess a full timeout. Either way, we're going to take a break ourselves. 44-35 is our score. Back after this on 18 WJTS. Back at the Jasper High School Gymnasium, 44-35. Jasper with a 9-point lead. Just under 3 minutes to go at 2:55 to go in the third quarter. The Cats will have the basketball, as we said, with a 9-point advantage.
Looks like Central switched to a 1-3-1 half-court trap or going to try something different.
You tell almost double team. He finds Wallace.
And all you got to do when teams do this is pass the ball, move the ball. Don't let them see we're dribbling too much. See, you get yourself in trouble.
Especially after you pick it up.
Yeah.
Here is Foy with a 3. Missed a shot. Good look by Foy, but it just could not get it to fall. And on the other end, losing the basketball is going to be number 3, Bryce Frank, and it's going to be Jasper basketball. Or will it? Well, they're giving it to Jasper, but the other official on the other end was trying to dispute it.
I thought they knocked it out of his hand, but oh well, we'll take it.
Exactly. 2:17 to play in the third. Ball is kicked. Give a chance for the Wildcats to reset as Ernie comes back in the contest. And he will replace Max Butel.
I think this is probably to give Ernie's a little bit taller. Teams that want to trap against Butel, he's going to have a hard time seeing around him and that type of thing. So I think that's probably why Ernie came in here.
Naba, as we was double team, found Ernie on the other side of the court. Here is Giesler now, out to Ernie. Noblet, open for 3, good! Andrew Noblet's having himself a whale of a third quarter.
They could have got a foul there on Wallace. He set a moving screen, but the officials didn't see it.
Here's a shot, no good. 47-35. Noblet, I believe, I'll double check. I think he's got 18 I have him for, but I'll double check that. Minute and a half to go in the third. 11 here in the third alone. Shot is missed, no good. Central on the break. Up and missing the layup is number 5, Zarin Moore. And I believe a Wildcat foul is going to be called here.
I don't know how they could call that on either one of them, really. I mean, they both jumped at the same time, and their guy just kind of landed on Wallace's back, I thought, and they called the foul on Wallace.
And it'll be his third, by the way. And it'll be the 5th foul on Jasper. So it will result in the 2 free throws coming up here by Landon Richardson. Richardson has 4 points, all here in the third. He'll have 2 free throws coming. Number of substitutions, including Kyler Kirkhoff back in the lineup for the Bears.
Well, no, actually Kirkhoff was in, and they subbed in for him, but he wasn't allowed to come out because there was 2 shots.
Okay, my bad.
They put him back on the floor till the first shot's taken.
Okay, thanks. Richardson, regardless, he will go to the line. His first trip of the night. First free throw is good. He's got 5 all here in the third. And now Rick Kirkhoff will come out of the contest as Peoples and Eric will come in for Central. Richardson with one more shot coming, and he'll hit it. He's got 6 points. Central within 10 now, 47-37 with them 1:14 to go in the third. Foy. Ernie. Back out to Foy. Under a minute to go. Foy drives the lane, a whistle, and a foul is going to be called on the floor as Foy was bumped, I believe, as he was driving to the basket. That will only be the 14th foul for Central here in the quarter, so it will not be, since like I said, the foul was on the floor, no free throws coming. Noblet will inbound it underneath the basket. Giesler in the corner. Noblet fires a 3. Yes! Hit the front of the rim, hit the glass, and then dropped it in the hole. So Noblet with his second three-pointer here in the third quarter. 40 seconds to go. 50-37, and a 3-second violation is called by Central.
Yeah, and I think that's the first one of those I've seen called all year. 3 seconds.
Yep, first one I've seen in a couple of years, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. All right.
Referees don't call them very often.
Andrew Noblet with 14 points, 21 in the ball game, 14 here in the third. Baskets down low, the Noblet up and in. Noblet continues his torrid scoring here in the third quarter. Jasper up by 15 now, 52-37 suddenly. Shot up, no good. Ball is swatted away by Andrew Noblet. He'll deal it out to Logan Day. 3 seconds. Shot is up and short, no good. That'll bring us to the end of the third quarter of play with Jasper jumping out to a 15-point, 52-37 lead. Back after this on 18 WJTS. Wildcats lead it by 15, 52-37, Jason, on a big flurry of a third quarter there for the Cats, led by Andrew Noblet's 16 points.
Yeah, like we talked early in the quarter, I believe the coaching staff probably got after Andrew a little bit in the locker room at halftime and basically told him, they don't have a good defensive player that can stop him. So he's come out this second half on fire, and hopefully it'll continue here for a little bit, get a nice lead built, and let some of these other guys get a chance to play.
Jasper will have the basketball to start the fourth quarter of play. Noblet with it. Hands it off over to Foy. See what kind of offensive, with a 15-point lead here in the fourth quarter, Jason, what kind of strategy the Cats will try to do? I think
they're going to be patient.
Exactly.
And look for stuff like that, or, an open shot. If you're wide open, you got to shoot it. You're not going to hold it the whole quarter, obviously.
Right. And exactly, but patience is something it looks like they're trying to do right here. And Central is called for the foul and just kind of force the Bears into doing that. I mean, they're going to have a chance with this ball game to get the ball back. I mean, and a foul was called on Keaton Eric for his third. And he will come out of the contest. Jasper will have the basketball as Ernie will bring it up. Wallace out to Foy. Down low to Will, up and in. Will Wallace with his 10th point of the night. His first since the first half. 54-37, Jasper by 17 now. Here's a three up and no good. And a foul is going to be called on Noblet after the shot. So going to the line to shoot three will be Landon Richardson, who's got 6 points on the night, and he'll have a chance at 3 more here. He's 2 for 2 from the line. All of his points coming in that third quarter. His first is up and in. He's got 7. 54-38 is the score. Next one is up and in. Give him 8. As Butel and Gieser will come back in the contest. Noblet takes a seat, as well as Ernie. The third of 3 is good, so Landon Richardson takes advantage of the 3 free throws he was given to him. He's got 9 points. Down low is Wallace, and he'll go to the line. As he was fouled on that play. And that foul will go against Zarin Moore for his third. Shooting 2 will be Will Wallace, who has 10 points tonight. First one is short. Substitution for the Bears. Number 10, I believe. That's a new one tonight. That is Kyler Hill. Next one by Wallace is no good.
Central's young, you know, we haven't talked about that, but I mean, they've got in their starting lineup, they start 1 senior and 4 juniors. So, you know, they're going through some growing pains with that, I'm sure.
Like I said, a lot of teams just kind of get hit and miss with their graduations and kids move on and so forth, you know. And so it is what it is.
Yep, you're exactly right. That's part of high school sports.
Exactly. You rebuild, or as one coach used to always say, reload. 6.5 minutes to go in the ball game. Jasper by 14. They have the basketball. Wallace down low. Day finds Giesler in the wing. Giesler will deal it to Butel. Back to Day. Logan loses the handle. Actually, the ball was knocked down of bounds, they say, by Moore. And the Wildcats will maintain possession. So good ball movement on that possession.
It was, and that's what you,
patience.
and that's what you got to do when a team, they're scrambling. So all you got to do is just move the ball. You end up with an easy layup. You take it. If not, you just keep moving it. Clock keeps running. The clock's your friend now. I mean, you want that thing to run as much as you can.
Noblet up and no good, but the foul is going to be called on Andrew. So charging foul against Noblet. I believe that's his third. His fourth, actually. I just have a hard time keeping up with fouls on my sheet sometimes. But so actually that's 4 fouls on number 31 for the Wildcats. And he will come out of the contest with 6 minutes to go. He's got 23 points, as we said, after having a torrid third quarter itself. Shot down low, no. Well, actually, a jump ball is going to be called.
I don't know what they're going to call here.
They called a jump ball, but as Smith got tied up underneath, and it will remain with the Bears. Right now, Jasper with a 14-point lead with under 6 minutes to play. 54-40 is our score. And a turnover by Central.
Yeah, he was the guy that took the ball out of bounds. He didn't have both feet established on the ground when they threw it back to him.
Jasper back with the basketball. Wallace up and no good. Gets his own rebound. Second try is up and no good as well. He'll go to the line. Wallace will go back to the line to shoot 2 more. After hitting his first 4 free throws tonight, he's missed his last 2. He's got 10 points in this contest. Will fire the first one good. Nice arching shot by the Wildcat, number 51. As Central will send back in Mylan Garnett. Next one is good. Wallace with 12. Cats by 16, 56-40. 5.5 to play. Ball is just stripped away by Butel. He'll deal it out to Gieser. He'll bring it up the floor quickly. He'll deal it off to Wallace, up and in. Will Wallace, his second bucket of the half. 14 points and a whistle, and a timeout is called with 5:14 to go in this ball game. Jasper by 18, 58-40. Back after this on 18 WJTS. Central have the basketball with 5:14 to play in this contest. Jasper with a 58-40 lead. Shot is, well, getting a hit with the body was number 22, Mylan Garnett. No, with the contact, no whistle called, and the ball went out of bounds. It'll belong to Jasper. And contact there, obviously, and Butel will hit the deck, and I believe that would be the, sure if that's the 4th or 5th. Right now they're saying 4.
Yeah. They put it up there sometimes so fast.
Yeah, then they which obviously they did right there.
Yeah.
I think they put it up before the whistle was blown.
This time I looked up there, it had 4, and I was like, okay.
Anyway, that foul, by the way, was on Kyler Hill, his first. And Jasper will have the basketball under 5 minutes to go now. Giesler will find Wallace. Wallace double team, shot up, no good, and Will's going back to the line to shoot 2 more. 5, 10, 12, 14 points for Wally, with a chance to up that total with a pair of free throws coming here. First one is good. He's got 15 on the night. Make it 16 as he nails that. 4 for 4 from the line here in the fourth quarter. Actually, 4 for 6, I should say, from line after hitting those last 4 free tosses. And the Cats with a 20-point lead at 60-40, make it 18 as Landon Richardson hits that bucket. Richardson has 11, all here in the second half. And we have a timeout called. I believe so.
Yeah, I think Coach Gable called a timeout, but, I mean, I don't know. This.
It's going to be a 30. We'll just keep it here. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Tell me what you saw. I was looking down my sheet.
Well, I think this officiating crew tonight's just struggled, from the start. And I'm not saying they're bad or anything, but they've just had look like they've been on Christmas break too. There's just been some things that just doesn't look like it's in sync. They always say when an officiating crew, when you don't know they're out there, that's when they do their best. And I don't know that we can say that tonight, but on the same sense, they're human too. So
the Wildcats will have the basketball, leading by 17 now, 60-43. And there's a steal.
That's just a lazy bad pass by Giesler. You got to take care of the basketball.
Moore takes advantage of it, and he's got 17 points, his first 2 of the fourth quarter, after having 15 at the end of the third. 60-45 is our score. Wallace, by the way, with all 8 of the Jasper Wildcat points here in the fourth quarter. Wallace tries to find Utel, but the pass is stolen away by Moore. Shot up and in by Smith, Davian Smith, who's got 12 points. 3:45 to go.
I mean, we're just getting sloppy.
Yeah.
You know, we got to take care of the basketball better.
And a timeout is called with 3:42 on the clock. 60-47 is our score. Full timeout at that. We'll be back after this on 18 WJTS. With 3:42 to go in this contest, Jasper leads it by 13, 60-47. Wildcats with either regular still out on the floor. Cats is ready to talk during the break, Jason. You obviously want to finish strong. As we've seen a little bit of a sloppier play in the last few possessions.
Yeah, the outcome is probably established in the game, but, you want to finish on a strong note. You got to take care of, even there, that was, not a very well executed pass. We just need to take care of the basketball.
Wildcats, like I said, Jason said, it looks like the outcome's pretty much established.
But you got to play this like it's a 2 or a 3-point game, not a 13-point game. When it comes sectional time, you got to be able to hold the ball. You got to be able to do these things to run the clock out to win the game.
And with that being said, this is a potential sectional opponent for the Wildcats and Bears. Of course, Jasper playing in the 4A sectional down at Evansville North as whistle and a foul is called. But, of course, also other SIAC common opponents, including Central and North and Wrights.
Castle,
as I said.
Harrison's probably the best one of them all from what we've heard, or I haven't seen him,
they
obviously.
Put some points on the board this year. I'll tell you what, I've been looking, kind of keeping an eye on some of our future opponents and how they've been doing thus far this year as Wallace misses that free throw.
Yeah, Harrison, I look at the Twitter or X, whatever that is, and that 812 Hoops guy, and, he's got Harrison ranked as probably the best team in Southern Indiana. And so.
Yep. Wallace nails the second one of those two, and there's a three up and good by Keaton Eric. His first bucket of the night. There's a three-pointer. Pass is wide, and Central has it back. So under 3 minutes to go, 61-50. All of a sudden, Central is now within 11.
Yeah, that's 3 turnovers that we've had here in the fourth quarter that, we didn't have any before that. And now we're just,
kind of going in the motions.
Exactly. I mean, you've got to play under control and take care of the basketball.
And, to come up with nice steals like that helps out as well. Noblet with it. Andrew is bumped, and a foul is going to be called on the Bears' number 12, Landon Richardson. I believe got him for 4. It is his 4th. And Andrew Noblet, with 23 points in this game, has yet to score here in the 4th as he's got 2 free throws coming. First one is good.
Yeah, he got in foul trouble, and we took him out, thinking he's probably done for the night. But then Central went on this little run, and next thing you know, we got to have him back in the ball game.
He missed that one. He's got 24 points in this contest after that big third quarter. Under 2.5 to play. 12-point game for the 12-point lead for the Wildcats, 62-50. Here's a 3 up and no good. Rebound, fight for. Tell comes up with it. Tell looks for Wallace.
It was literally about a fight.
Up and no good is a layup by Giesler, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. So, Braden Giesler has 7 points. He will go to the line, which he is 3 for 3 from the charity stripe tonight. He's got, as I said, 7 points. That foul was the 5th foul, in fact, on Moore. So he'll leave this contest with 17 points. Leading, which should be the lead for the Bears here tonight.
Yeah, I would say he's probably their best player.
Free throw by Geese is good. He's got 8 points. Braden Giesler nails the second. 9 points for Giesler. 64-50. Jasper back up by 14 now with under 2 minutes to play. Here's an arching three-point shot from the corner. Is no good. Noblet comes up with the board. He'll yank it away, and he will go to the line as he is smacked from behind by Keaton Eric, who picks up at least his fourth, and it will be his fourth. But it's also the fifth foul for the Bears here in the quarter. And Noblet will have 2 more free throws coming. He nails that one, first of 2. He's got 25 points. Should be obviously a season high.
Central had 2, well, they just took one out, but they had 2 freshmen in the game there at one time. 22's a freshman, and number, which one was that? 2 that just came in. He's also a freshman.
That is number 2. That is Cameron Patterson. He is a freshman. Noblet leaves the contest after nailing both free throws. He's got 26 points to finish the night with 1:41 to go and a 16-point lead for Jasper. Ball is swatted away. Wallace comes up with it. We're in a minute and a half to go. Jasper by 16. They have the basketball. And a traveling violation will be called against.
There's just no reason for it.
Pull it up, slow down. Yeah.
Why get in a hurry there? But these will be good teaching lessons for Coach Gable and the coaching staff. They can show this fourth quarter and go through it and pick out all the mistakes. You're going to be fortunate enough to come away with a win yet, but you made a lot of silly mistakes. Let's just put it that way.
So foul is going to be called down low on the Wildcats as Landon Richardson will go to the line. He'll have 2 free throws. He had 3 earlier in this quarter. Nailed them both. He nails that one. He's got 12 points. And he's 4 for 4 here in the fourth quarter from the line. Make it 5 for 5, 7 for 7 on the night. He's got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 points. So the Bears with at least 2 players. There's a steal. Here's a shot, and good. No ways by Richardson.
Like I said, it's just a good thing that this isn't a closer, tighter game.
Well, it'll probably be a little bit of different effort by the Wildcats if it were, anyway. Well, I don't know. What do you think?
You would hope,
yeah.
but like you said, you have to learn how to play these games. You can't play the score. And I felt like here in this fourth quarter we've been playing the scoreboard instead of continuing to play our game the way it needs to be played. We've missed more free throws here We've missed more free throws here in the fourth quarter than, we've missed in a while.
Both free throws were missed by Foy. Jasper does come up with the basketball.
We're lucky there that we got the rebound, and then made a pass that almost was stolen. And it's just, little things that, we need to clean up.
Finish strong is the word.
Yeah.
Under a minute to go. Jasper with a 12-point lead that really ought to be the 20 it once was.
Yeah, there's no reason why we shouldn't, it's 12 points with under a minute.
A win's going to be a win, but, still, so you don't want to, take any thunder away from it. But,
no, not at all.
These are ball games down the road that against quality opponents that you're going to need that effort.
Yeah, and like you said, we don't want to take anything away from the win, but you got to continue to work hard and do the right things to finish out these type of games.
Giesler will have a pair of free
It's just free throws in this particular instance, kids they're not concentrating, they're not putting forth the thought, the effort, the everything that they need to, because they look at the scoreboard and the game's over.
Next one is up and in by Giesler. He's got 10.
Oh, he traveled.
The shot is up and in, and a foul is called as that basket is good by Davian Smith.
See, in that situation, you got to learn, you got to know you're better off. Don't let them score with the clock stopped. Let that basket go in, take the ball out, keep the clock running, and get out of here.
Smith nails that free throw, and he's got 16 points himself. And we will have another timeout called by Central. And it is a full timeout with 48 seconds to go. Let's take a break. We'll be back after this on 18 WJTS. 67-57 is our score with 48 and a half seconds to go. Jasper pretty well in the driver's seat. They will have the basketball. Foy double teamed, finds Butel. Max will bring it up.
Move the ball, pass the ball.
Right.
See, don't stand there and hold it. Get it, play hot potato with it. That keeps the clock running.
39 seconds to go.
Which I'm not sure why they're fouling yet, but
Foy will go to the line. He's got 2 points. He is 0 for 2 from the line tonight. Misses that one. He'll hit that second one. He's got 3. 68-57 is our score. Three on the way is up and no good. Fight for the rebound again, and a jump ball is going to be called. It'll belong to Jasper. Baseball pass down the floor to Ernie. He missed the shot, no call. Here's a 3 on the way, up and in by number 10?
10.
Kyler Hill. Hill with his first points of the night. 68-60 with 5.8 to go. And the 5th foul, it looks like, will be the case here as
10.
was it Hill again this time? Hill had the 3-point basket. Now he will nail on the personal, his 3rd. And going to the line is Jace Foy. Will nail that free throw. He's got 4 points. Foy looking to put the Cats back up by 10 if he can nail this free throw, and he does. He's got 5. 4 seconds. Shot is up and no good at the buzzer. And the Wildcats come away with a 70-60 victory over Central. So the Wildcats win the ball game tonight. They won their 2nd in a row by defeating the Evansville Central Bears by the score of 70-60. Jason, the ball game which the Wildcats busted out here in the 3rd quarter by outscoring the Bears 23-10. But come the 4th quarter, things started to get a little lackadaisical.
Yeah, I think, like we talked about throughout the 4th quarter, we've got to do a better job of maintaining what we did in the 3rd quarter into the 4th quarter. These games are tough. I'm not going to sit here and tell you they're any different because you have, you're coming back off of Christmas break. You had 2 weeks of practice, basically. I'm sure they had some off days in there. Your crowd's not real active. The band's not here tonight. And the students were here, but they didn't really do much.
Those that were here.
Yeah, those that were. So that from that standpoint. But as a basketball player, you have to be able to block all that out and know that This game is a game like any other. It doesn't matter whether there's anybody in the stands. It doesn't matter whether there's any of that stuff going on. You have to be able to come out here and put forth the effort and try to get better.
Regardless of the lack of atmosphere and so forth, like I said, because it is the middle of the Christmas and New Year's holiday season. I mean, people are busy still with other things and so forth, and school is out. So like I said, but as you said, you got to take still, regardless, play with your normal intensity, because you're playing, as we already pointed out a couple of times, a potential, not only a conference opponent, but a potential sectional opponent here.
Yeah, there's no doubt. We talked about that throughout the course of the night. We have to continue to get better. I thought we did some very nice things tonight at different times. Until we got there to the fourth quarter and we got lackadaisical with the basketball. We just didn't seem like we put the effort wasn't continued from the third quarter to the fourth quarter. Now that's easy to do when you bowled out to a good sized lead like we did in the third quarter. But if you're playing a good team, and I'm not taking anything away from Central. Central's young; they're going to get better as the year goes on. If we play them in the sectional, this ended up a 10-point game, but that could very easily be a lot closer come sectional time. You don't know, because they're going to get better. Hopefully, we do too. But I think moving forward, we got to continue. We, like you said earlier, we've got a rough week next week. A Tuesday night game on the road, then we play Friday night and Saturday night, or they both? I don't know which ones.
Well, we have, as you said, coming up for the Wildcats this week is 3 ball games in itself for the next 8 days, and that being starting with Evansville Central on January 2nd, next Tuesday. I said Central. I'll make that right. Then Friday night we're back here against Vincennes Lincoln, and then back on the road to Evansville to take on North on Saturday. Yeah,
so you've got 2 trips to Evansville next week in 5 days or whatever it is. So I mean, you have to come out mentally and physically prepared to be able to do. Those are 3 SIAC games. Next week against. Well, I know Wrights is pretty good. Vincennes, I think, is kind of hit and miss, and I think North might be the same way.
In fact, that was Central's only SIAC victory game up until this point was against Vincennes Lincoln, which they won that 65-42.
Right. So yeah, you don't know, but like we talk about all the time, how the goal is to get better each and every game. Did we get better today? I wouldn't say we went backwards. We might have got better in a few aspects, but, I think the coaching staff, after the big, long layoff and break that we had, will be, fairly pleased with the effort. Obviously, I mean, unofficially, I had each team for 6 turnovers, which wasn't bad. I mean, that's a good high school game. Obviously, I probably missed 1 or 2 here or there, but, from that standpoint, I think, it was fairly clean played game. It wasn't a well-played game. I don't know if that makes a lot of sense, but I think, neither team shot the ball that well from the outside. We did at times, and they didn't at all, I don't think.
And thing is, from that scoring standpoint, Jason, I mean, Central, both teams had 3 ball players each with double figures.
Yeah.
And Central actually was led in scoring by Zayn Moore with 17-16 for Keaton Eric himself. Devin Smith, my apologies, Eric. And 15 for Landon Richardson. And then, but for Jasper themselves, the Wildcats were led in scoring tonight by Andrew Noblich, 26, 17 by Will Wallace, 10 by Braden Giesler, and 7 points, of course, for Max Butel, 5 apiece for Logan Day and Jace Foy. And I tell you what, so I mean, I said good balance attack, of course, with Noblet having a great third quarter to.
Yeah, I mean, you take out that good third quarter, and this game's a lot tighter. I think moving forward, we got to
family.
We got to continue to get better as Coach Noblet's up here, and he's trying to make a joke of my eating habits sometimes. But
well, I obviously have one of my own. So,
so
but, yeah. Yeah, so good win for the Wildcats, of
Yeah, no
course,
doubt.
going in as we, go into the, of course, New Year's break, and of course we'll be heading on the road next week for the game against Rice, and looks like Coach Andy Dobley is going to join us right now as Mr. Stom will fit him with a headset of his own, so as well as the food that we're about to break bread for too, buddy. So Andy. Let's talk about this ball game. Obviously, kind of give us a little synopsis of what you feel, how the night went. It was a ball game. Of course, we had, jumped out obviously with a great third quarter, but obviously let the Bears back into the contest a little bit there in the fourth. But
Yeah,
we're not going to dwell on that too much. But
yeah, I think we talked about it last time. Some guys haven't been through what it's going to be like when you got a 14, 16-point lead. Do you take the ball to the basket? Are we trying to be aggressive? Are we trying not to? Try to run the clock, and so looked like we kind of got a little stuck there of exactly what to do. But I was proud of our guard play. Central's awfully quick, and to take care of the basketball the way that we did in the first half to keep us. I don't think we were playing great in the first half, but we did have a 2-point lead, and then for John kind of to meet with those guys at halftime and get some things straightened out, I think helped us kind of spread the floor, and we were a little bit harder to guard. I also thought we pushed the ball in transition a little bit better. Then we have a 14-day layoff. You never know what you're going to get out of these kids, and because of getting back into the speed of the game was something I thought we did in the first half that helped us in the third quarter make a big run.
And, as you mentioned, a 14-day layoff on top of that with the Christmas and everything break that we are in the middle of and so forth. And, you're playing in a night of game that's right in the middle of the holidays. A lot of people, the crowd's not exactly the best. The enthusiasm or the atmosphere is kind of lacking and so forth. So, but still, it's still a ball game that you got to overlook those things and, play your game.
Yeah, absolutely. We do a lot of scouting, and even the crowd tonight with a gym like we have, people seem a little spread out, but there's a good crowd, and the people that are here really do care about seeing our kids play well over the holidays, and it's kind of the only chance that we have till we go to Wrights, and looking forward to that Tuesday night matchup as well.
Exactly. Tonight, we had the big third quarter where things kind of broke up a little bit. Namely, Andrew, who finished with 26 points tonight, 16 in that third quarter. Somebody lit a spark under him going into that second half.
I just think the ball moved up the floor quickly, and we do have some. Braden Giesler moves well, and so does Andrew, and then Will had a matchup tonight where he could run the floor and beat their kids down the floor, and I thought Will did a good job of creating space and becoming more difficult to guard by getting to the perimeter. We've seen that when we have big guys too. People take us away from the basket, and that creates some space for people to cut. So I was happy to see that, and then our guards' willingness to pass the ball into to those cutters. The game is going to slow down for the guys that have never played varsity. It just takes a little time for the game to slow down, where you can see those guys that are moving and get it to them where they can still attack both left and right. Sometimes whenever you're young and you don't read those screens as well as you should, you get the ball to people late, so you catch it in bad positions and you take bad shots. And I think our guards are getting better and better at being able to read the defense and know when to get the ball and get it to them on time.
With that being said, as we said, Andrew finished the night with 26 points, 17 by Will Wallace, and Braden Giesler with 10. So your front line with all in double figures, and with Max and Logan finishing with 7 and 5 points respectively. So good balance right there.
It was good balance. One thing that we tried to do here in the last 2 weeks is to play those guys against each other a little bit, and I think the aggressiveness between those three guys that scored a lot tonight, they were guarding each other a lot more during practice, and I think that helps them not only be ready for the speed of the game, but also it keeps them interested. So I think that's one thing that Coach Gable's done a good job of, is mixing teams up a little more and creating those matchups and challenges, and I think that's why you saw the Wildcats play the way they did tonight.
And with that being said, with the change in the lineup and so forth, even with moving platooning, of course, Max and Logan inserting them now in the starting lineups, but still platooning with Caden and Jace and so forth. It was a good mix for the guard play tonight.
Yeah, and one thing that, those guys are always interchangeable parts, and so whether one person starts or doesn't start, that doesn't really matter to what we're trying to do. We have matchup situations that we're trying to get a certain person on defensively maybe in there, and then offensively being able to take advantage of other teams that have difficulty maybe guarding someone who is as mobile as one more than the other. So, these guys have we have good kids here at Jasper that are willing to make those changes when the coaching staff asks them, and there's never a question of why. It's always what is best for the team, and you could see that tonight as we move guys in and out. We were able to make those switches pretty quickly and then rematching, and I thought we did a good job of being more aware of their players.
Well, as we turn the page, coming up, Andy, is a big, long week with 3 ball games coming up, all conference games, Tuesday night starting at Wrights, and then coming back with the double dip next weekend with Vincennes and North. So,
yeah, we got the kind of the trifecta there. Three teams that are going to test us in different ways. We're going to see really good athleticism from the Wrights Panthers. They've got some kids that are really, really long, and that's going to present its challenges. And then Vincennes will be very they want to play a certain style, so we're going to have to match that energy. And then you never know what you're going to get from North. They can play in multiple ways, and trying to match up with them. They've got also good height and length, so we're already on that scout and trying to make sure the kids are ready for the big week ahead.
All right. Well, Andy, thank you very much for joining us tonight. Congratulations on a big win tonight on a conference game, which the Wildcats win 70-60 to improve to 5-3 on the year. Central falls to 4-4. Jasper now 2-1 in conference play. Central 1-1. Again, big week coming up for the Wildcats this week, starting with Tuesday night. And again, thank you very much for joining us, Andy. Happy New Year to you, Joni, and the rest of your family.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. So Andy Noblet, our guest here in the post game tonight, is the Wildcats, as we said, winning by the score of 70-60. The Wildcats will be on the road Tuesday night in their next contest, Tuesday night, January 2nd, as they will travel to the Hilltop to take on the Wrights Panthers at Wrights. That ball game will start at 8 o'clock DuBois County time. We'll have it for you at 8 o'clock on Wednesday night here on 18 WJTS. Craig Schneider will be sitting in and joining Jason and Jeremy for that road trip. And we'll be back with you, of course, next Friday after that as the Alices of Old Vincennes head here to the JHS Gym as the first of 2 next weekend for the Wildcats. On behalf of Jason Stamm and Jeremy Marcos and the rest of the sports staff here at 18 WJTS, I'm Kerry Schneider, wishing everybody a happy and safe New Year's for coming up this weekend. Wishing 2024 brings us happy and joy. And we'll go ahead and sign off with that being said. So this is Wildcat basketball here on 18 WJTS.